When you look at that question, question 5, you can see that question 5.1, it said explain one advantage for a business when fringe benefits are provided to its employees. Give 2 examples of fringe benefits to support your explanation. I mean, we just discussed the fringe benefits and even the benefits or the advantages of fringe benefits to the business, and they can be benefits to the employees. 4 marks. And I must tell you that this was also one question which was poorly answered by candidates. A straightforward question like that one. And then let's skip 5.2 and go straight to 5.3, which was also based on human resource. Read the scenario below and answer the questions that follow. DM Motors manufacturers. Danny was recently appointed in the production department. According to business policy, Danny should undergo an induction program for 2 weeks before his placement. This is the background information. 5.3.1, define induction. I mean, we've just gone through that. As you can see, you are expected to define the concept induction, and it carried 2 marks. 5.3.2, justify why it is necessary for all DMMM employees to spend 2 weeks in an induction program before placement. 10 marks. This was all about what? The benefits of induction. Why, induction was important to be carried out. 10 marks. 5.3.3, the purpose of placement. In fact, propose the placement procedure that DMMM should consider when placing Danny in his new position. We've just talked about placement and how it should be done. 6 marks. Very difficult question according to most of the candidates last year, and they could not answer such a simple question. And then lastly, 5.3.4, advise DMMM on details to be included when preparing Danny's employment contract. Use the following headings. 1, legal requirements, 10 marks. 2, contents of the contract, 12 marks. I must tell you, learners or candidates could not differentiate between legal requirements and contents of the contract. And the 2 there, they carried 22 marks, as you can see. So this was one question that we thought, which was based on human resource. Candidates should have collected as enough marks as possible, but they could not. In fact, it appeared to be one of the most difficult questions in the 2014 paper. Now let's look at the responses, because I'm going to also project to you the memo, what was expected of you or of the candidates in as far as the responses are concerned. And I'm now putting before you there the memo. Look at question 5.1, advantages for providing fringe benefits. Just as we have just stated, fringe benefits, they are attractive fringe benefits packages and may result in higher employee retention, and they reduce employee turnover. They increase employee satisfaction and loyalty. They lead to higher productivity as employees receive recognition for their efforts. And they lead to motivation. And they may also, lead to tax rebates on the side of the business. And you were also asked to do what? Or candidates were also asked to do what? To make mention of fringe benefits. Here are the fringe benefits that we have just made a presentation on. Medical aid, health insurance, pension, funeral benefits, car travel allowance, cell phone allowances, holiday packages, clothing allowances, because in other companies, they get allowances such as clothing allowances, performance-based incentives, and so on. So surely you've got a lot of information to look at. And then let's look at question 5.3.1, induction, where you were asked, or candidates were asked to define induction, a process of introducing new employees to their job and working environment. And then the benefits, hence written justification for induction. Why is induction important? It's important because it is a process which will assist employees to be introduced to the management, colleagues, and establish relationship with fellow employees, familiarizes the new employees' organizational structure. New employees will know where everything is. They will learn more about the business. It will familiarize new employees with the company itself, make employees feel at ease. All these are the benefits why induction is so important to the business. Create realistic expectations for new employees as well as the business. New employees may feel part of the team, that sense of belonging. Proper training can be provided based on the results obtained during induction process and so on. 10 marks. And then 5.3.3. 5.3.3. Placement procedure. DM Motors manufacturers must outline specific responsibilities of the new position. Like we've stated in the presentation, that specific responsibilities must be made known to the new employee, because now it's part of placement. DMMM should determine the Dennis strengths, weaknesses, interests, and so on. We talked about strengths and weaknesses that must be determined. DMM must determine the relationship between the position and the competencies of Denny, and so on. So this is a procedure that should be followed when placement is being carried out. It is also there in the presentation. And then lastly, employment contracts, the legal requirements. What is expected of the employment contract in as far as the law is concerned? The employment contract is a written agreement. We stated in the presentation that it has to be in writing and it is legally binding. Employment contract may not contain any requirements that are in conflict with basic conditions of Employment Act. There it comes again, the Act, Basic Conditions of Employment Act. Parties involved must have contractual capacity. We spoke about that. Aspects of employment contract can be renegotiated. The employment contract should include code of conduct and so on. There are other information that I may not have included there, but you can see all these are the legal requirements in as far as employment contract is concerned. And then, like I said, most candidates, they confused legal requirements with contents of the contract. B, candidates were expected now to list the contents of the employment contract, and we have also done that in the presentation. A contract should contain the details of the business, stipulate the address, contact numbers, stipulate the physical address details of the employee. The contract should also, amongst others, include the job title, job description, working hours, overtime, salary packages, leave, normal place of work. And you can see that most of these aspects, they form part of what? The Basic Conditions of Employment Act. probation period, code of conduct, termination of contract, disciplinary procedures, and so on. So from the 2014 paper, you can surely learn a lot. And now, in conclusion or in closing, I must say to you that human resource function, this topic is long, but it's also very easy. And this is a topic that you must make sure that you collect as much marks as possible from it. And remember, it forms part of the main topic, that main topic being business operations. And when you look at business operations, you only have got human resource and quality performance. And if you can do well in those two, they are not, they are not sort of problematic topics. It's just that they are long, but I can, give you an advice that these are the topics that you can surely score enough marks from, whether it's a test or an exam and so on. So with those few words, I would want now to close by saying, please do your best in your upcoming June examination. And lastly, I want to leave you with these words. I want to leave you with those words in conclusion, that you must never give up, because failure and rejection are only the first step to succeeding. And these words were said once by Jimmy Valvano. And with those few words, I want to thank you. The best of luck with the rest of the term. And remember, this term is another term that is also very, very short. It's very, very short, because you are expected to have research presentation, and also you are also expected to be writing your June examination, which is going to cover much a bigger scope, because it will cover first term's work together with the second term's work. So with those few words, the best of luck and do your best. And I thank you.